Hi everyone. So today we are going to see set B from the exercise of the chapter of theoretical distributions. I have taken the module of new scheme. So if anyone from December 2023 is watching, that is fine because the questions are same. Only a few chapters are added, but nothing is relevant in this chapter. So nothing has changed in this chapter. Before we start, just a few things as usual. Ideally, you should have solved this exercise by yourself first, then only come to the video. Otherwise, it will not be useful because in exam, you are not going to have something as a reference. Second, in this video, we are going to focus only on solving the questions in a fast way. So if you are looking for concepts, I will obviously explain concepts where required. But for detailed concepts, I already have revision lectures uploaded on the channel. You can go through those. Sorry. Third is that the video will be in simple English so that everyone should be able to understand. And obviously, your exam is in English, so you must be comfortable with that language. So let's start set B of theoretical distributions. What is standard deviation of number of recoveries among 48 patients when the probability of recovering is 0.75? Now, first identify what kind of distribution this is. So probability of recovering is 0.75. That means probability of not recovering is 0.25. So this is like success and failure. So this is binomial distribution with number of trials as 48. What is standard deviation of binomial distribution? NPQ square root, right? N is 48 patients into P is 0.75 into Q will be what? 1 minus 0.75, so 0.25 root of this. So just take on your calculator, 48 into 0.75 into 0.25, that is 9. Square root of 9 will be 3. Second, x is a binomial variable with n is equal to 20. What is the mean of x if it is known that x is symmetric? Symmetric means what? Symmetric means probability of success and failure both are exactly half. And mean of binomial distribution is just n into p. So n is 20, p will be half. So 20 into half is 10. B is the correct answer. Third, if x follows binomial distribution with parameters n and p, what would be the greatest value of variance when x when n is equal to 16? Now, you should, if you know this property, it will be simpler to solve. That variance of a binomial distribution is highest when it is symmetric. So if binomial distribution is symmetric, that means p, probability of success is half. So what is variance? Variance is n into p into q. So 16 into half. So 4 will be the answer for variance, which is option B. Next, if x is a binomial variate with parameter 15 and 1/3, what is the value of mode of the distribution? Okay, for mode, what process do we have to follow? We take n plus 1, that is 16. We multiply it by probability of success, which is 1/3. What is 16 into 1/3? So 16 by 3 is 5.3333. This is not an integer. If it is not an integer, then it is simple to calculate mode. What do? We just round down the value. So we remove the decimal part. So 5 will be the answer of mode. Option B. Next is fifth. What is the number of trials of a binomial distribution having mean and SD as 3 and 1.5 respectively? Okay. What is formula of mean for binomial distribution? N into P. So NP is 3 and SD is what? Root NPQ. They are saying it is 1.5. If root NPQ is 1.5, that means NPQ is what? 1.5 square, which is 2.25. So fine. But we already know that n into p is 3. So can I just, instead of np, can I just write 3? So 3q is equal to 2.25. That means q is equal to what? Take 3 in division. 2.25 divided by 3. So q is equal to 0.75. If q is equal to 0.75, that means p is equal to 0.25. And now we have np. So n into 0.25 is equal to 3. So n will be what? 3 divided by 0.25, which is 12. D will be the correct answer for this question. Next, sixth. What is the probability of getting 3 heads if 6 unbiased coins are tossed simultaneously? Now you can solve this by applying normal probability concepts also, but it will take time. So if you identify that this is binomial distribution in exam, then this is very fast, right? You just have to put it in formula and get the answer. Now, why will this be binomial distribution? Because heads and tails are the only two outcomes, success and failure. So here, total number of trials is 6. What is Number of successes that we want, 3 heads. We want 3 heads, right? Fine. So what is formula for probability of x, that is successes, is equal to 3. NCR, that is 6C3 into P raised to R, or NCX into P raised to X. P is what? Probability of success, half, raised to X is number of successes, which is 3, into Q, that is again half, into n minus x. N minus x is 6 minus 3, which is again 3. Fine. So we can just calculate this. 1 by 2 is 0.5 q, or rather raised to 6. So into and equal to 5 times and multiplied by 6c3. So what is 6c3? 6 into 5 into 4 divided by 6, which is 20. So answer will be 0.3125, which is option C. You should be able to do this all on calculator, so that you don't need to write any intermediate steps, because it will be faster in exam. Seventh, if overall percentage of success in an exam is 60, what is the probability that out of a group of 4 students, at least one has passed? Again, binomial distribution. Why? Because success probability is 60% or zero point 0.6. That means failure probability Q is equal to 0.4. So P is 0.6, Q is 0.4, and N is 4 students, right? Now they are asking probability at least one student has passed. That means either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Now this will take time to calculate, so don't do that. Whenever you see a question like this, at least something, try to see if opposite will be faster. What is opposite of at least one? At least one means 1, 2, 3 or 4. So opposite of at least one means no one has passed. So what we can do is we can calculate 1 minus probability of no one has passed, or x is equal to 0. Let's try to do that. So 1 minus, what is n? 4 students. C, x is 0 because we want 0 students passing. Into probability of success, P is 0.6 raised to 0 students, into 0.4 raised to 4 minus 0, that is 4 students. So this will be what? 1 minus, this is 1, this is 1. 0.4 raised to 4 is how much? 0.4 into 3 times equal to sign, 1, 2, 3. So that is, don't write it 0.0256. Instead of writing it on calculator, just do 0.0256 minus 1, that's it. So 0.9744 will be the answer, which is option B. Next, what is the probability of making 3 correct guesses in 5 true false answer type questions? Again binomial. True false, that is only 2 options are there. So probability of success and failure is half half. There are 5 cases and we want 3 successes. So that means we want probability that x is equal to 3. How do we calculate that? NCX into P raised to x into Q, which is also half, raised to n minus x. 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay, so you can just add 3 plus 2 is 5, right? So half raised to 5, so 0.5 into, and then 4 times equal to sign, 1 2 3 4, that is going to be 0.03125, and 5c3 is what? 5 into 4 divided by, divided by 2, that is 10. So 10 into 0.03125 is this, option A, 0.3125. I hope you know how to do this on calculator. Using M plus and MRC effectively is very important. If you are feeling confused in that, let me know in comments. I'll give you a link to the videos where I have explained how you can use M plus, M minus and MRC buttons effectively. Because in exam, every second is important. Next, now questions of Poisson distribution have started. If standard deviation of a Poisson variable is 2, x is 2, what is probability that x is between 1.5 and 2.9? Okay, now first of all, a Poisson variable can only take integer values. That means 1.5 and 2.9 has no meaning. It cannot be 1.5 or 2.9. X can only be 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, all 0 also, right? That means between 1.5 and 2.9, how many integer values are there? Only 1, 2, right? That means essentially they just want this probability that x is equal to 2. Now we know that standard deviation is 2. If standard deviation is 2, standard deviation is what? Root m. So root m is 2, that means m is equal to 4. So parameter of that Poisson distribution is 4. Where is it now? So we can just solve the question now. Probability that x is equal to 2 will be what? E raised to minus m, that is minus 4, into m raised to x, that is 2, divided by x factorial, that is 2 factorial. E raised to minus 4, how do you calculate that on calculator? If nothing is given in exam, you have to take approximate value of e, which is 2.71828. Then first do raised to 4. How do you calculate raised to 4? Into and 3 times equal to, so 1, 2, 3, that is 54 point something, right? But you want e raised to minus 4. That means reciprocal of this value. So what you can do is press divided by and equal to get the reciprocal. 0.01831, that should be this value, into 4 square is 16, divided by 2 factorial is 2. So 0.1465 should be the answer. What is the closest to it? This seems to be the closest, 0.15. They have rounded it off. 0.1465, you can just take 0.15. Okay. I hope you have understood how to do this on calculator directly. Okay, if you have not, let me know in comments. I'll explain again, because this is very important from exam point of view. You should be able to calculate the answers fast enough so that you save time in such simple questions. Okay, you should not waste time in calculation. Instead, spend your time in thinking. Don't spend too much time in calculations, because that is not something that you should spend extra time on. Next, 10th. If mean of a Poisson variable is 1, mean means m, right? So m is 1. What is probability that x takes the value at least 1? Again a similar question. At least 1 means what? Just a second, let me... At least 1 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to infinity. So think opposite. We will calculate 1 minus probability that x takes the value 0. That will be simpler. So let's do that. 1 minus e raised to minus m, so e raised to minus 1, into m raised to x, 1 raised to 0, upon x factorial, that is 0 factorial. Okay, this is anyway 1 and 1, so we just want 1 minus e raised to minus 1. What is e raised to minus 1? 2.71828, and then divided by equal to, that is reciprocal, that's it. So that is 0.3678, minus 1 will be 0.6321. So option C is the correct answer. I hope you have understood this. Again, why am I saying this multiple times is because you must be comfortable with calculators. I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. Yeah, because as I was saying, you must be comfortable with calculators, because that will help a lot in exam. It makes a lot of difference. Okay, I have seen students going from solving 60 questions in 2 hours to 90 plus questions in 2 hours, just because they were comfortable with their calculators. Because it is not like every question is going to be difficult. Some questions are going to be difficult where you will need time to actually think and solve. So you should spend time, you should give time, allocate time to that thinking rather than your calculation process. Calculation process can be faster. If x follows Poisson distribution m with parameter m and its coefficient of variation is 50, what is the probability that x would assume only non-zero values? Okay. Okay, so what is coefficient of variation? Coefficient of variation is the relative measure for standard deviation, that is SD upon mean into 100. Now for a Poisson distribution, SD is what? Root m. Mean is what? M into 100, that is 50. Root m by m, can we just cancel it? It will be 1 upon root m. Okay, so 1 upon root m into 100 is equal to 50. That means if we take root m to right hand side and 50 to left hand side, root m will be 100 upon 50, that is 2. If root m is 2, that means m is equal to 4. Now they're asking, if m is 4, we have got that. Now they're asking what is the probability that x would assume only non-zero values. Only non-zero values means 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity. Again, that means at least 1. So let's think opposite. We'll do 1 minus probability that x is equal to 0. So 1 minus e raised to minus m into m raised to x upon x factorial. This is 1, so skip it. E raised to minus 4 we can calculate on our calculator. 2.71828. Raised to 4. How do we do raised to 4? Into and 3 times equal to. Then reciprocal because we have minus 4. So divided by equal to. And then minus 1. That gives us 0.9816. So 982 will be the correct answer, option B. Okay. I hope this is clear. Next. If 1.5% of items produced by a manufacturing unit are known to be defective, what is the probability that a sample of 200 items would contain no defective item? This is technically a question of binomial distribution because probability of defective is 1.5%, so probability of non-defective is 98.5%. But if n is big and p is small, that is n is big 200, p is small 1.5%, then you can approximate this with a Poisson distribution. How do you do that? N into p. What is n into p? 200 into 1.5%, that is 3. 3 will be the parameter of Poisson distribution. So we can say x follows Poisson distribution with parameter 3. Now we want probability that it would contain no defective item. So this is easy. We want probability that x is equal to 0, which is e raised to minus m into, we know, m raised to x upon x factorial, which is 1 and 1. So just e raised to minus 3 will be our answer. 2.71828 into and 2 times equal to and reciprocal divided by equal to 0.0497. So option A is the correct answer, 0.05, which is the closest. Next, for a Poisson variate, probability that x is equal to 1 is same as probability that x is equal to 2. What is the mean of x? Now, there is a shortcut for this. I've already uploaded it in a separate video. I'll give a link to that. If two consecutive numbers have same probability in Poisson distribution, that means they are modes. And what are modes? The property of modes, if you see, it says that modes can be m and m minus 1. That means 2 has to be the m, which is mean, and C will be the correct answer. So in a Poisson distribution question, if you ever say probability that x is equal to 5 is equal to probability that x is equal to 6, then 6 is the mean. That's it. Don't calculate anything else. If you have two consecutive numbers where probability is same, that means they are the modes and highest number will be the mean. So 1 and 2, that means 2 will be the mean. If they say probability that x is equal to 10 is equal to probability that x is equal to 11, that means 11 is the mean. Okay. I'll give a link in the comments or description. If 1% of an airline's flights suffer from a minor equipment failure, what is the probability that there will be exactly 2 such failures in the next 100 such flights? Again, Poisson approximation of binomial distribution. So 100 into 1%, that is 1, will be the parameter for this. We want probability that there will be exactly 2 failures, that means probability that x is equal to 2. So that will be e raised to minus m into m raised to x upon x factorial. This is 1. E raised to minus m, so 2.71828. Raised to minus 1 means just the reciprocal, so divided by equal to, and divided by 2 factorial is 2. Sorry, 0.1839, which is option B. Next, if for a Poisson variable x, f of 2 is equal to 3 times f of 4, what is the variance of x? Now we'll have to calculate this. There is no shortcut as such. F of 2 means probability that x is equal to 2. That is e raised to minus m into m raised to x upon x factorial is equal to, they are saying 3 times f of 4, that is, I'll write it here, e raised to minus m into m raised to 4 upon 4 factorial, that is 24. This is 2. Can I just cancel e raised to minus m on both sides? Because if we divide, it will be cancelled, right? Now, m square also, we can take it to the other side in denominator, right? I'll just take m square here. So it will be cancelled m square and we'll only have m square here instead of m raised to 4. Now let's simplify this. What do we have? 1 by 2 on left hand side is equal to 3 into m square by 24. So let us simplify this. 8. If we take it there, 8 by 2. So 4 is equal to m square. That means m is equal to 2. Variance is nothing but m. So 2 will be the correct answer, option A. 16th. What is the coefficient of variation of x characterized by following probability density function? F of x is equal to this 1 by 4 root 2 pi into e raised to something something. This is clearly which distribution? Normal distribution, right? If you know, sorry, okay, I'm sorry. If you know the probability density function PDF of normal distribution, then we can equate it with this. So we can see what is the similar portion of that PDF and this PDF. What is PDF of normal distribution? 1 upon sigma root 2 pi and into e raised to what? In negative sign we have x minus x bar or mu, or for this I'll just write mu bracket square upon 2 sigma square. Correct? Fine. Now, can I just equate it with this? If you observe, uh, sigma root 2 pi is in the denominator. That means if this is normal distribution, that means sigma will be 4 and sigma square will be 16. And if this is normal distribution, then mu will be 10. We can verify it. In the denominator here we have 2 sigma square. If sigma square is 16, 2 sigma square will be 2 into 16, which is 32, which is matching with this, right? That means these values are correct. Now they are asking what is coefficient of variation? Coefficient of variation is what? SD upon mean into 100. So 4 upon 10 into 100, that is 40. Option C. Fine. Next. What is the first quartile of x having the following probability density function? Again a similar question. Again we can just equate it. Concentrate. First of all, this is clearly mu because x minus mu bracket square is there, right? So mu is 10. We need standard deviation also. Now in this denominator we have sigma into root 2 pi, right? Sigma into root 2 pi. So let's try to simplify this also. 72 is what? 2 into 36. 72 by 2 is 36 into pi. Can I take root 36 out of the bracket? What is root 36? 6. So can I take 6 and then root 2 pi? If that is true, that means sigma is equal to 6. Let's verify this. In denominator here, we have 2 sigma square. So that means we have 2 into 6 square, that is 72, correct? So our answer is correct here. So sigma is going to be 6 and sigma square is going to be 36. Now we want first quartile. What is the formula of first quartile for normal distribution? Understand, quartiles are at equal distance from the mean for a normal distribution. Since normal distribution is always symmetric, quartiles will be mu minus 0.675 sigma and mu plus 0.675 sigma. So first quartile is going to be mu minus 0.675 sigma. So that is 10 minus 0.675 into 6. So 0.675 into 6 minus 10, that is 5.95, option C. Okay, next. If the two quartiles of n following of a normal distribution with mu and sigma square are this and this, then what is the standard deviation of the distribution? Okay, two quartiles we just saw that quartile 1 is mu minus 0.675 sigma and other is mu plus 0.675 sigma. So can I just add the two? This will be cancelled. That means 2 mu will be 14.6 plus 25.4, that is 40. That means mu is going to be 20. So let's put that value in this first equation. We know that mu minus 0.675 sigma is 14.6. So let's take 0.675 sigma to that side, 14.6 to this side. So 20 minus 14.6 divided by 0.675, sigma will be 8, option D, standard deviation. Next, if mean deviation of normal variable is 16, which is approximately 0.8 sigma, that is 16. So sigma will be what? 16 by 0.8, which is 20. Then what is quartile deviation? Quartile deviation is what? 0.675 sigma. So it is going to be 20 into 0.675. 13.5 is the correct answer, option B. Next, if points of inflection of a normal curve are 40 and 60 respectively, then its mean deviation is how much? Now, points of inflection means what? Points at which the normal distribution curve changes its curvature. That is, it becomes convex from concave or concave from convex. So what are okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so points of inflection are what? Points where curvature changes, that is mean plus sigma and mean that is mu plus sigma and mu minus sigma. So mu plus sigma is going to be 60, mu minus sigma is going to be 40. So if we add these two, then 60 plus 40, 100 is going to be equal to 2 mu. That means mu is going to be what? 50. If mu is 50, then mean deviation will be 0.8 mu, that is 50 into 0.8, that is going to be what? 40, option A. Next, if quartile deviation of a normal curve is 4.05, then its mean deviation is, quartile deviation is 0.675 sigma, that is 4.05. So sigma will be what? 4.05 divided by 0.675, 6. Mean deviation is 0.8 sigma, that is 4.8, option D. 22. If first quartile and mean deviation about median, mean, mode, all are same for a normal distribution because mean, median, mode is same. So they are 13.25. First quartile, that is mu minus 0.675 sigma is 13.25, and mean deviation, that is 0.8 sigma is 8. Then they are asking what is mode. Mode means mu. So if 0.8 sigma is 8, that means sigma will be what? 8 divided by 0.8, that is 10. So if sigma is 10, then we have mu minus 0.675 into 10 is equal to 13.25. So mu will be what? 13.25 plus 6.75, that is 20. Mu is 20, so 20 will be the answer. Option A. Last two. If area of a standard normal curve between z is equal to 0 to z is equal to 1 is 0.3413. Understand, standard normal curve has mu is equal to 0. So they have given area between 0 and 1. Then what is value of this? This sign is called as phi. Phi 1 means cumulative probability of 1. So this basically means probability of everything which is less than 1. Okay, we know this is 1. So probability of everything which is less than 1 means what? Can I say this probability plus this probability additionally? So in short, this entire part. Now we know that this part they have already given us 0.3413. But we know left side part is exactly half, that is 0.5. So 0.5 plus 0.3413, that is 0.8413. Option B will be the correct answer. Last question. If x and y are two independent normal variables with mean as 10 and 12 and SD as 3 and 4, then x plus y is normally distributed with. Now addition of two independent normal distributions can be done. What are the parameters of the addition? So x plus y will follow a normal distribution with parameters mu1 plus mu2, that is 10 plus 12, that is 22, and not sigma 1 plus sigma 2, sigma square 1 plus sigma square 2. So 3 square is 9 plus 4 square is 16, that is going to be 25. That means mu is going to be 22 and sigma square is going to be 25. Now if sigma square is going to be 25, that means sigma will be 5. So SD is 5 and mean is 22. Option C is the correct answer. Okay. So I hope this was useful to you. I have already uploaded set C on the channel. Okay. If you like these videos, do like, share and subscribe to the channel because it will definitely help me keep motivated, as I'm planning to upload all the free videos for the module exercises and question banks along with some YouTube shorts for additional tips and tricks. Okay. So I hope you liked this. If you did, please subscribe, like and share. Also, if you have any doubt, feel free to ask me in the comments. In the comments, I'll give link to the videos which I said in the while solving these questions, And I'll also give link to the Telegram channel where I post MCQs on daily basis, which can help you get a lot of practice till exam. So there are already around 600-700 MCQs on that channel. You can practice them, and till exam you'll be able to be confident about unseen MCQs. I can guarantee that all of them are unseen MCQs because they are not copied from anywhere. Those are created based on ICI pattern. Okay, fine. So I hope that helps. Let's stop here for today. Thank you.